7 unusual reasons as to why people have trouble kicking the sugar habit. So it may not actually be our own fault. When we look deeper into some of these reasons, it's like, right, well maybe that will help. Okay, so let's give some tips. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Belinda, and I'm very passionate about helping people recover from autoimmune problems, thyroid issues, sleeping issues, energy issues, okay, hormonal imbalances, depression, anxiety, you name it, okay. And one thing that we talk about on our private consultations or in our programs that we run is sugar. Now, quite often we know that sugar is not really good for us, but let's face it, it can be so hard to get off the sugar habit, okay? Now, this is a post that was in one of the groups that I moderate. Oopsie, now I've lost it. Where is it? Okay, this lady wanted advice on how she could get off the sugar, and because she knows that it's no good for her and it's causing a problem in her health, and how does she actually ditch it? How does she shut off these intense cravings for sugar? Now, tip number 1, and this is something that I talk with a lot of my clients about, is actually increasing our healthy fats. Now, this is a trap that we quite often fall into when we know that we need to get off the sugar. We don't actually think about, well, what is our body actually going to use for energy? Because sugar is something our body converts to glucose to use for energy. So if we're not going to use glucose, what are we going to use? Our body actually needs something, and our body actually runs better off healthy fats than it does off sugar. We have less exhaust, so to speak. That's what my mentor likes to say. We have less exhaust, okay? So we should be increasing our healthy fats when we decrease our sugars, therefore giving our body actually something to create into energy, okay? So that's one mistake that quite often we all make, and I have been there myself. When I was getting off sugar, I would stop eating so much sugar and stop consuming so much fruit and stop consuming so much soft drink or juice or sugar-laced yogurts or sugar-laced cereals, but I wasn't actually increasing the healthy fats. And then I felt tired, I felt like I was being deprived, and I felt deflated. Okay, but when we increase our healthy fats at the same time as decrease our sugars, then we sort of bypass that. I'm not saying it is completely the same for everybody. Okay, you have to play with that a bit yourself and see how you feel. But that can be one huge step in the right direction. Okay, something else, number 2, okay, is making sure we're actually getting enough salt. Okay, because sometimes when we're having these intense sugar cravings, it can be a mixed wiring in the brain. Okay, so this can actually be that our body is actually craving salt. So something we can actually do is just take a pinch of salt, put it under your tongue or on your tongue, and see if that actually helps reduce the sugar cravings. Okay, because sometimes it can be a mixed wiring in the brain. So test that one out and see if it helps you. Okay, so if you are watching this on the replay or live, just say down below, live or replay. Okay. My husband's sending me messages, so anyway. Okay, number 3. Now this is an unusual reason and one that is out of the box, and you may not even think about this. Okay, if you're having intense sugar cravings, make notice of the lunar cycle and see if it is around the full moon. Now, if that is the case, if you are getting intense sugar cravings around the full moon, now sometimes this does coincide with the female cycle as well. This might be an indication that parasites are at play. Okay, so when we have parasites in the system, that can actually intensify our sugar cravings. Isn't that insane? Yes. Okay, so if you think this is crazy, then let me know down below. It's like, wow, that's intense. Okay, but this can actually intensify our sugar cravings. So sometimes we do need to look at the parasites that are in our system and how to expel them to reduce sugar cravings. Yeah, that can actually be a thing. Okay, number 4. Here's a tip for you. Be kind to yourself. Okay, sometimes when we are trying to kick off the sugar, we are really mean to ourselves and say, why don't you have the willpower? Why are you so useless? Why can't you do this? Why are you so bad at this? Okay, are you guilty of that? I know I am, and I have learned from this, and that is not going to help. So leave the guilt behind. If you have a day where you slip up, just embrace it. Okay, I've had a bad day. Let's get back on the wagon tomorrow. Okay, so that is number 4, is actually be kind to ourselves. So if we're having guilt around this and being mean to ourselves about it, it is not going to help. It is actually going to have the opposite effect. Okay, so that's number 4, is be kind to ourselves. Number 5, I've got my little list here so I don't want to lose track. And this is something unusual that can actually help us. And this is a mineral called chromium. Now, I don't actually advocate people to supplement with this because synthetic forms can actually disrupt certain things in the body. But how do we actually use it to our advantage? And that can be things like eating more broccoli and beans that actually naturally have chromium in them, okay? And what does that actually do? That actually suppresses our appetite, okay, and can reduce sugar cravings. So maybe we're not actually getting enough of these vegetables. Worth a go, right? It's pretty easy, pretty cheap, pretty valuable. So why not give that one a go? Okay, number 6. And this is, look at yeast and fungus infections or overgrowths, okay? Because this can actually be a sign that, you know, when we have a yeast infection or a fungus infection, it can be a hormonal imbalance and we can go, oh dear, we need more sugar to feed this infection, okay? So maybe look at fungus or yeast overgrowths as a different way and go, is that contributing to my sugar cravings? Okay, so there you go, have a look at that. Number 7, mind your minerals. Okay, so sometimes when we have intense sugar cravings, this can actually be a mineral imbalance. Okay, so are we getting enough magnesium? Are we getting enough potassium? Okay, so some of these things can actually help with reducing sugar cravings as well. Anyway, if you like this video, then please like it, give it some love, okay? I like the attention. I like to know that people are actually getting value from this, okay? What's the point of me being here if you're not actually getting value of this? So, you know, like this video and let me know. That way I'll know that people are actually watching and liking this information. And if you know someone who has been trying to kick the sugar habit, and has had issues with it, then why not consider sharing this video with them so that we can actually help more people on their journey to health as well. You know, empowering others to take control of their own health is something I am an advocate for, and that's why I actually do these videos. Anyway, you have an awesome day and tag or share this with a friend who it can help. You know, you have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.